Get ready for massive updates, because we are kicking things off with a monumental mission from SpaceX. SpaceX and NASA are set to launch 6,500 pounds of crucial supplies, hardware, and vital science experiments to the International Space Station this Wednesday evening from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. This commercial resupply mission aboard the Dragon capsule is scheduled to lift off atop the powerful Falcon 9 rocket at 6:50 p.m. ET. We'll be tracking every detail of this historic flight, including the planned first-stage booster landing back at Cape Canaveral, which could mean residents across Central Florida hear some serious sonic booms on its return. This mission is packed with experiments investigating everything from new treatments for osteoporosis to how planets form, and we dive deep into what this cargo will accomplish up in orbit.
Here's a simple way to protect your phone without stress. This ALAN 3-pack comes with tempered glass screen protectors, camera lens protectors, and an installation frame for an easier, cleaner fit. It's clear, case-friendly, and built to help guard against scratches and everyday bumps. Check the link in the comments to get it on Amazon.
Next up, we shift gears entirely to the world of digital assets and the future of finance with a look at the SpaceX Pre-IPO derivatives market. We are examining the current pricing and market activity for SpaceX on the Crypto.com price index, looking at everything from the live charts to the market cap. We'll explore the decentralized options available, including swapping SpaceX via on-chain, and analyze what this signals about the growing intersection between space exploration ambitions and the world of cryptocurrency investment. Find out what the latest data tells us about this high-stakes market. Now, let's talk about major regulatory shifts affecting the telecommunications landscape. The Federal Communications Commission has officially given its conditional approval for EchoStar's massive $40 billion spectrum sales to both AT&T and SpaceX, but this approval comes with a significant condition. We break down the requirement for EchoStar to establish a $2.4 billion escrow account, and we look at the implications for tower companies and infrastructure providers who have been facing outstanding payment claims. We discuss how this decision impacts the deployment of spectrum for AT&T and the new flexibility granted to SpaceX regarding its network architectures. And finally, we look at the cosmic race for computing power as SpaceX and Google explore a game-changing partnership. A new report reveals that the two giants are in exclusive talks for a rocket launch deal designed to deploy massive data centers in orbit, driven by the insatiable energy demands of artificial intelligence. We explore how this collaboration aims to harness the abundant solar power in space to solve the terrestrial energy crisis for AI, and we look at the long-term vision of Elon Musk and Sundar Pichai reshaping global computing infrastructure. Don't miss the full breakdown. Stay with us for the rest of the news. SpaceX and NASA are preparing for a commercial resupply mission to the International Space Station, scheduled to launch Wednesday evening from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. The mission will deploy the Dragon capsule aboard a Falcon 9 rocket, carrying 6,500 pounds of vital supplies, hardware, and scientific experiments. Liftoff of the NASA CRS-34 is slated for 6:50 p.m. ET. SpaceX anticipates landing the first stage booster back at Cape Canaveral approximately 8 minutes after launch, which could result in sonic booms audible across Central Florida. A previous launch attempt on Tuesday was postponed due to weather conditions. Upon launch, the cargo mission is set to deliver 1,363 pounds of crew supplies, 1,834 pounds of science investigations, 282 pounds of spacewalk hardware, 1,034 pounds of vehicle hardware, and 186 pounds of computer hardware. The delivered equipment will support numerous ongoing research projects on the orbiting laboratory. These investigations include studies into new osteoporosis treatments, instruments to monitor charged particles affecting power grids and satellites, and experiments examining planetary formation. Additionally, a key experiment will investigate the effects of microgravity and space radiation on microbes. NASA officials highlighted the broad impact of this research, stating that the findings could advance future space exploration and inform new methods for controlling hospital infections on Earth. The mission is also carrying essential supplies for the 7-person crew, including replacement components for the urine recycling water system and a new power cable for the exercise machine. This marks the 6th mission for this specific Dragon capsule and the 6th flight for the Falcon 9 booster, underscoring NASA's continued partnership with commercial providers like SpaceX for outpost resupply. The capsule is expected to remain docked at the ISS for about a month before returning to Earth in mid-June, where it will bring back completed experiments, including data from the Advanced Plant Habitat, which conducted long-duration plant studies. The Dragon capsule will return by splashing down in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of California. Crypto.com is highlighting an opportunity for investors interested in SpaceX through its platform, featuring a dedicated page for SpaceX Pre-IPO derivatives within its Crypto.com price index. This index provides comprehensive market data, including price history, live tickers, market capitalization, and charting tools for top cryptocurrencies. The specific listing details for SpaceX show a current price of approximately 0.0035650,298 CAD, with trading options available at various price points, including $50, $150, and $500. Crypto.com is also promoting decentralized options, encouraging users to explore SpaceX on their official decentralized product, on-chain, where the asset may be available for swapping. The platform emphasizes that the website serves only to display information about Crypto.com's products and services and is not intended to grant access to them, directing users to the Crypto.com app for full access. The announcement also includes a standard disclaimer noting that product availability on the Crypto.com app is subject to jurisdictional limitations due to potential regulatory restrictions. The Federal Communications Commission has granted conditional approval for EchoStar's $40 billion spectrum sales to AT&T and SpaceX, contingent upon EchoStar establishing a $2.4 billion escrow account. This condition addresses past disputes where EchoStar subsidiary Dish allegedly ceased payments to network vendors and partners, citing the FCC's mandate to sell spectrum and shut down its 5G network as a force majeure event, leading to numerous lawsuits from affected entities. The FCC stated that the escrow account can be drawn upon for qualifying claims, aiming to resolve outstanding disputes while leaving the merits of any disagreements to the parties or external forums. EchoStar responded positively to the transaction approvals, but expressed reservations regarding the involuntary escrow requirement, stating they are analyzing the condition. The approval covered the sale of approximately 65 MHz of spectrum to SpaceX and an additional 50 MHz to AT&T. AT&T has already begun deploying the spectrum, using EchoStar's 3.45 GHz band across 23,000 sites, which has reportedly boosted download speeds by up to 80% nationwide. AT&T is also acquiring Dish's 600 MHz spectrum, though deployment will take longer due to network compatibility issues. For SpaceX, the FCC has allowed the use of the new spectrum for terrestrial, space-based, and hybrid network architectures, subject to performance obligations requiring SpaceX to meet demanding, technologically neutral standards to provide reliable public connectivity within specified timeframes. Industry groups strongly supported the escrow requirement. The Wireless Infrastructure Association and the National Association of Transmission and Equipment, NATE, praised FCC Chairman Brendan Carr's stipulation. They argued that the escrow ensures that critical wireless spectrum is utilized and supports the infrastructure providers that enable connectivity, ensuring that companies harmed by unpaid obligations are made whole. Policy experts viewed the decision as supporting competition and infrastructure development, noting that the escrow reflects Chairman Carr's commitment to the workforce that builds America's broadband networks. SpaceX and Google are advancing a significant partnership aimed at deploying data centers in orbit, marking a crucial step in both companies' pursuit of space-based computing. According to a recent report by the Wall Street Journal, the two entities are currently engaged in detailed discussions regarding a rocket launch deal to facilitate this ambitious project. This collaboration is driven by the escalating energy demands of artificial intelligence. Global data centers consumed approximately 415 terawatt-hours of electricity in 2024, a figure projected to more than double to 945 TWh by 2030, with AA-focused servers growing at a rate 4 times faster than overall electricity demand. These terrestrial constraints, including grid overloads, high costs, and water demands for cooling, threaten to bottleneck AI progress. Orbital data centers offer a radical solution. In space, satellites can utilize constant, unobstructed sunlight for power, generating 5 times more energy than ground-based solar panels, and eliminating the need for energy-intensive cooling systems and water. This removes regulatory and environmental bottlenecks associated with terrestrial infrastructure. Elon Musk has long advocated for this vision, asserting that space-based AI is the only viable path for scaling, noting that space offers an advantage of constant sunlight. Musk has predicted that within a few years, space-launched AI compute could surpass Earth's cumulative total. Google is actively pursuing a similar strategy through its internal Project Suncatcher initiative. CEO Sundar Pichai has outlined plans to launch prototype satellites equipped with tensor processing units, TPUs, by early 2027 for testing thermal management and reliability in orbit, viewing orbital computing as a potential standard for future data centers. SpaceX is uniquely positioned to execute this vision, having recently filed with the FCC for up to 1 million satellites dedicated to orbital data centers, projecting capacity for 100 gigawatts of AI compute. This aligns with SpaceX's broader ambitions, including plans for an IPO where orbital infrastructure is a key feature. Challenges remain significant, including developing radiation-hardened hardware, ensuring reliable laser-based communications, managing launch economics, and mitigating orbital debris. However, early successes, such as StarCloud training and LLM in orbit, and Google's prototypes signal accelerating momentum. Beyond the partnership news, the Musk ecosystem continues to attract significant investor confidence. Legendary investor Ron Barron reaffirmed his deep conviction in both Tesla and SpaceX, detailing his substantial holdings and projecting massive future returns. Barron sees SpaceX as a platform poised for exponential scaling, potentially valuing it at $1.05 to $2 trillion upon an IPO, and projects Tesla could reach $2,000 to $2,500 per share within a decade. In related developments, Tesla is addressing Supercharger congestion by launching a virtual waitlist pilot program, which uses the app to manage queuing and alleviate potential physical conflicts at charging stations. Furthermore, Musk's recent inclusion in a high-level delegation to China signaled a normalization of relations with former political adversaries, reinforcing the multifaceted influence of the Musk ventures across technology, mobility, and space.